So my next guest has been on with me several times now. I have with me Alison Macllroy, and she's the owner of Mountain Medicare. You've been very busy.
Very, very busy.
And I want to talk first a little bit about you and what you do, and why right now is so important for people to review their benefits.
Well, right now we are in open enrollment, or the annual election period, which runs October 15th through December 7th. That's the perfect time to reevaluate your Medicare Advantage programs, make sure that your benefits are still strong, and that your prescriptions and doctors are, your doctors are in network and your prescriptions are still priced right.
So we're also live on Facebook, so I do want to say hi to
Hi.
everybody out there too, because I'm going to share the show later on. Let's talk about the big thing that everybody wants to know, which is obviously saving money. They want to save money as best as they can, but their prescriptions.
Yes.
Every year, the prescriptions, that part always makes people a little nervous.
Well, in the last 2 years, the prescription marketplace has definitely changed. If you are on medications that are kind of pricey, you probably have realized that there is a $2,000 cap for 2026. That means that there's a $2,100 cap. And if your prescriptions or what you pay reaches that amount, then the carrier, Medicare, and the manufacturer step in and pay the cost of the medication for the remainder of that calendar year.
But you're responsible for part of it.
You're responsible for the first $2,000. That's your cost towards those medications.
Right. Now, hopefully your medications on that one are high.
Sometimes, I mean, there's some pricey stuff out there. A lot of the carriers, though, whether or not you're on an individual prescription drug plan or even a Medicare Advantage program, a few of the carriers on the Medicare Advantage have actually implemented a drug deductible for tiers 3, 4, and 5. All individual prescription carriers, they will either offer a deductible, or some of them may have a very low deductible, and there might be some left out there that have no deductible. Again, 2026, the marketplace has definitely changed on the prescription aspect of things.
So you are a free service to people out there. I just think it makes sense. Please do not try and do these things on your own. I know Dr. Google, and a lot of people even call the 800 numbers. And why do you think it's so important, obviously, to have someone call you local, people who are local here?
One, it's a personalized service. Everything is tailored to the individual, whether or not you're a couple or not. Having the ability to talk to somebody that's local, that knows the marketplace, and you're not calling into a call center maybe across the country, and they're just trying to fit you into the plan that they're either pushed into selling you, or where your doctors just fit in and maybe the benefits don't back it up.
Right, and they're here. She's here. When you have her, she's going to be able to help you, and if you have any questions, once you hang up, you're still going to be able to call her and talk to her. That won't happen if you call an 800 number. And a lot of times, I'm sure people have questions when it comes to this. Now, her phone number is 602-430-8647. Her website is mountainmedicare.com. She's statewide, and you're also licensed in Iowa, Tennessee, and Minnesota, and Montana.
Mm-hmm.
Montana. So, and again, I say, please, this is a free service to you. It just makes sense to call somebody local here. And when you work with people, how do you work with them? Because you say you're statewide.
So I do everything over the phone and email. I'm happy to do a FaceTime or a Zoom if it makes you more comfortable to realize that I am a real person. But I have changed my business model. I did actually started in 2019, really doing everything over the phone, email, actually fax. And then when COVID hit, as we all know, nobody was going anywhere. So I already kind of had my business plan put in place. From there, I've just kept that model. I'm actually more efficient by being able to touch and help more people throughout the day than being in my car and going to appointment.
Right, and today everybody understands that. A lot of people are working from their homes. If you do need to do the Zoom, she's happy to do that too. Get your plans reviewed. You have up until December 7th?
December 7th to review Medicare Advantage as well as prescription drug plans. If you do have a Medicare supplement, those particular plans can be looked at any time during the year. So I tell people, stick with what you have for now. Wait until your next rate increase, or if you've had that plan for a long time and you see that the rates have gone up and up, it's always a good idea to reevaluate it.
So her phone number is 602-430-8647, mountainmedicare.com. I want to talk about chronic illness. There are plans out there for people like that?
So yes, Medicare Advantage programs actually tailor some of their plans to people with chronic illnesses such as diabetes or cardiovascular disease. And they sometimes offer a little bit of extra benefits, maybe lower copays. Again, they're all network based, and so you have to make sure first and foremost that your doctors are in network before seeing if one of those plans actually makes sense.
The last time that you were on, you wanted to talk a little bit about Medicare fraud, and I thought since we were talking about fraud a little earlier that you might want to bring it up.
Yeah, so since actually I was on last time, I've had 2 clients that have had major fraud put against them. One of my clients, this is a true story, she is very healthy. She applied for a new Medicare supplement to try and get her current rate down. And all of a sudden she got an EOB, explanation of benefits, from Medicare, and it showed that she was being charged for I think it was an infusion or a treatment, something like that, from a doctor in Florida. And it was a very pricey procedure, and it was being charged every quarter. And she never really noticed it. But the problem is, when you apply for a Medicare supplement to another carrier, they're going to pull the prescription records, they're going to pull the Medical Information Bureau, and they're going to see kind of what pops back. And so therefore, she just received her denial letter because of what's going on. And this woman is in her 80s, and she is very healthy. And she cannot get a lower rate at this point. She's got to stay where she's at.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Yes, and then I had another client call me a week and a half ago, and same sort of thing. He found fraud on an explanation of benefits, and there was a doctor actually out of one of the healthcare systems here, and we don't know if it was a number that was transposed or a name that was transposed that attached to his number. He's still trying to get to the bottom of it, but he did file a claim with Medicare. That's the first thing that you have to do, because if you have other claims that are same or similar, you may have those denied when you really need it, versus somebody or a physician or facility that's already billed it, and then you're unable to get the items or procedure that you need.
Well, I'll tell you something, if you ever have any questions about this is the lady to call. I've never heard that. I feel terrible.
Well, this is the thing. You never give your Medicare number out over the phone. You never share it with anybody unless you're either, you know who you're talking to, you've done the disclosures on the phone, and you're, doing an electronic signature. It's very important not to hand out your Medicare card. Nobody will ever call you from Medicare, and nobody will ever call and ask you for your number.
I think that's where it comes in right there. And they always seem to hone in on the seniors, when it comes to trying to get to them, because they're gullible, right?
Sometimes.
Or they just don't know.
They just don't know. I think that's the best way to say it. And also, there's a lot of commercials on TV, and if you answer a text or answer a phone call, there's third-party marketing organizations out there that essentially they give you, if you answer the phone or you talk to them, you've essentially given them permission to kind of unleash harassing you to try to get you to enroll with them.
Well, let me
and
tell
that's
you,
where the confusion comes in.
Her phone number, if you have any questions, is 602-430-8647. Also, right now, when you talk about radio, there's a lot of, not radio, but not because I'm on radio, but television for sure, where there's a lot of commercials, a lot of ads. There are ads everywhere, but they sound kind of like deceiving. They sound like they're too good to be true. When I listen to them, I know that the people that listen to them just don't know, and they're going to get themselves wrapped up into that one, possibly just that one carrier.
Correct.
As opposed to having someone like you, who's a broker, who has many people, many different plans that you can look at and find the right one that's best for them.
Absolutely, and this happens every single year. I get a call in January, and they're like, Allison, I signed up and I didn't mean to. Can you help me? Well, we actually have another time period, January 1st through March 31st, where you can actually disenroll from an Advantage plan and go into a new one. or you can actually disenroll from an Advantage plan and go back to original Medicare with a separate prescription drug plan. So you do have a kind of a get out of jail free card if that does happen. So if it does, please let me know.
Well, you know, that's what I love about this show, the information, because a lot of people may not know that. You can call her direct, and let me tell you something, this is a free service to you, ladies and gentlemen. Anyone that needs it should really call her. Her phone number is 602-430-8647. She is statewide, and her website is mountainmedicare.com.
Thank you.